Welcome back to West Texas View.
We've been talking with Dr. Irmeli Sjolie, who has been giving us some information about her last career, the one she's in now, and she has been telling us about how Dr. Viktor Frankel very much influenced her as she studied about his logotherapy. And so continue that story.
Yes, yes. So as we were talking about his philosophy, what it is based on, but then he helps us. You see, he tells us how to find meaning in life. And there are 3 ways. He says we can get out of ourselves, you know, and do something. We can give a lecture, we can paint a painting, we can write a book, whatever. Or we can receive something from the world. We can sit in Finland and watch the beautiful sunset, you know. We can go to a concert, listen to music. We can go to an art exposition. We can get something. But the thing I think is really very, very useful is that when you cannot change the situation, you can change your attitude. You know? Yeah. I mean, if the doctor tells me I'm going to die in 3 months, I don't have to say, wow, I won't see you next Christmas, but I can look back and say, wow, look at all the things I did. The granary is full of stuff, like he says. So this
look at how much enjoyment I had. I mean,
yeah,
just
what
look
a good life I had, how many children I have, and what they've done, and and you know, it even works in small things. If somebody is not very pleasant to you, you can say, poor thing, he's having problems. It's nothing personal. So changing attitude.
I'm going to walk in his shoes instead of getting mad.
So then you see, but what is very interesting is his concept of man, because he says that we are more than animals. We can plan, we can watch ourselves, we can do things, and that's why he says we have a spiritual dimension, which he calls the noetic from the Greek word nous. And that's where is our freedom, our choices, our responsibility, our values, our search for meaning, all that is there.
And in Christianity, we call it free will. God gives us free will.
So what Viktor Frankl really tells us, is this the last one? Yeah. He tells us how to live our daily life. Because you see, when something happens to us, we raise our eyes to heaven and we say to God, how could you do this to me? How could you do it today and here? And he says it's wrong. Life is a process, and things happen. And it's life that asks us, what are you going to do now? And this is where we have to
How are you going to respond?
Yeah, exactly. And this, he says, is very important. How? Because what I decide today, that's my life tomorrow. So that's why he says that we have many possibilities, but we must base our answer on our values. And this is so important, you know, that people arrange their values in the right way. Because we have the eternal values, truth, beauty, and goodness. We have universal values, you know, honesty and respect and
But
freedom.
we don't ever bring that down to real life.
No, but we have our own values. For somebody, it's my health, then my family, my job. And according to how we arrange it, that's the decisions we take. And this, he says, is very important. So when we take a decision, and then he adds one more thing, every decision we take should take us towards the meaning of our life. And then when we do that, then he says that happiness and contentment, that comes as a byproduct. You know, when I'm done with this interview, I'll feel so happy. Oh, I managed to give it. And then I still want to say that there are 3 kinds of meanings in life. There's the meaning of life which changes through life. We go to school, we study, we get married, we have a career. When we get older, we take care of our parents, and so. That's the meaning of life. And then we have the meaning of the moment, which was what I told you about. Listen to what life is asking you. And then, of course, we have the highest meaning of life, the ultimate meaning, which for him was God consciousness. But if you don't believe in God, it can be save the whales, save the rainforests of Amazon, something.
But a spiritual side of
something
us.
idealistic, you know. And this is what man needs to feel happy and content, you see. So this is actually his his philosophy in a nutshell.
And again, bringing it down to somebody like Robin Williams, who was brilliant, who had a wonderful career, and did all of this, but yet it was one of those situations where you had a man who was focused only on his career, and then he was depressed all the time, and he didn't know how to get out of that depression. And so everybody looked at him and said he had a perfect life. Why in the world would he be depressed? And so this is all bringing us to the real life situation of how we cannot be sick, because when we're out of sync with the meaning of our lives, then it makes us physically sick.
Yes, but you see, logotherapy talks much about the meaning of work, the meaning of suffering, the meaning of death, the meaning of love. You see, Viktor Frankl says, for instance, that human relationships are meanings in themselves. So if the work is very important in our life, you know, it gives us regularity, rhythm, and social life. You know, you have coffee breaks with your colleagues, and you have Christmas parties, and so I don't know why he couldn't find satisfaction in work.
But you still have to have a balance even at work. If all you're looking at is the paperwork and not the people, but there needs to be a balance in any of it.
Yeah, exactly. So logotherapy helps us because we're different, you know. So everybody, actually we know the meaning of our lives, but you see, we don't have the courage. And this is what Viktor Frankl says: don't sit in this comfort zone just because there's a roof there and there's a cup of coffee here. When life opens the door, go through it. I have always done that. That's why.
But also, that's what your daddy was telling you way back when you said, no, I don't want to go with you to Holland. I want to stay in Finland. And he said, you're going.
Well, I have learned a lot, you know. And you can always see the positive side. Like you said, I speak many languages. I have friends all over. My children are so far away that I don't have to worry about their everyday problems.
Yes, that's
but
right.
when I come there, we have a nice time together. And
you just enjoy them and don't worry about it. We're going to have to take a break. We're going to come back and complete this conversation with Dr. Irmeli, Sjolie, in just a little while, but join us in about 30 seconds.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.